J Hood, how's it going?
Man, bless Cam, bless man, bless. Got my first love here with me. Everything gonna be all right. So
I hear that, man. A lot has happened since our last interview. We last interview, we definitely did something that I don't think people actually thought would ever happen. We got you and Billionaire Black together at the same place at the same time, man. What are your thoughts looking back on that interview?
man, there was some clips that kind of went viral from that interview that a lot of people keep sharing, and so that was it's amazing to see. Honestly though, I feel like it didn't pick up the way it should have. Just from all the back and forth from our blocks. I feel like to see something positive like that, that was moment. Like that was a truly a moment. And the drill culture, but it didn't shine like it though, because it was actually something that's truly peaceful. Two groups that was separated by whatever means we separated by, and then we coming together to share forgiveness. And that ain't go well. I thought it was gonna do way more, views than what it did, but I bet it was fruitful to the hearers, so it really didn't matter, man. But I think like the not the people, but I feel like the bloggers, all the major bloggers, like nobody talked about it. J Main said something about it, then nobody else spoke about it. And it's not about us or anything, but I just thought that, and like I said to you, like maybe if it was somebody that like Lil Durk or Sosa or something, then maybe it'll promote, greater numbers. But I don't know whether or not would they catch the true genuine message of it. But anyway, all in all, man, for those who watched it, I think that they got an earful of something that needed to be done. So for sure, glory to God for that, man, and appreciate you for, allowing for that to happen on your platform, because whether or not, if you know it, man, what's going on right now, man, it's a separation spiritually. It's been a major separation from those who, seeking God, want God, interested, and in any kind of form of fashion. But yeah, so I thought that it did what it needed to do. It was cool.
I'm glad I could do it. I'm glad I could do something positive like that, man. And hopefully it's just a beginning. Maybe
Amen.
somebody else will grab the baton, and the next two guys that do it, it'll be even bigger.
No, for real.
Hopefully. Anyway.
Yeah, hopefully done in truth, not for money. Because we want to change lives, man. We want people to understand what's really going on, more so than just doing stuff for money. And, I get it. We all trying to make a living. We all trying to, but I just thought about it, like the other day, where all the times in my past life, I thought, man, because I didn't have this or I didn't have what everybody else had, like you think that it's the end of the world, and look at you today, you still here, still pushing, right? And so it's like, that just shows that you don't really need the material things and the money as much as we think we do to continue to just live a life that's, just live, period, right? But, man should not live off bread alone. But yeah, it was dope, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. For sure. Well, I thought we would start with probably the biggest news since our last interview, man, and that is the O Block 6 were found guilty of the murder of FBG Duck. Muwap, C Murder, C Thang, Kenny Mac, Los Mona, and Teasy for dropping Duck's location. What was your initial reaction to that when you first heard it?
My initial reaction was, man, some people can't see blessings in a disguise when they focus on the things of the world. And so everybody else that's focusing on them rapping, getting back out and entertaining them, they not focusing on these are people's spiritual lives, right? And again, if death is a sign to show us that life isn't our own, so when we die, we got somewhere to go. But not all, sometimes in order for God to be able to speak to you, he has to seclude you. He has to separate you from everybody in the world so that he could talk to you. And so I feel like it's a time for all of them to really get right? To separate from the fakes of the world, to separate from who they was in the world, and to find out who they truly want to be. Is this what you want to live a life that's full of, basically people just treating you as entertainment? Because the folks that's watching and buying in on this O Block drill movement, it isn't it isn't no true love behind it. We self-destructing right in front of people's faces. But again, on a level of what happened, I think, Cam, it's just beneficial for somebody to be able to sit down. They alive. Duck is no longer here to tell the tale. If they were out, what would they be doing but steady making more music that is destroying the minds of our people, destroying the minds of anybody who would listen to it? I think that it's a blessing in disguise, and only a man that understands that there's life after death, only that kind of person, a spiritual person, will understand that, man, this is a blessing in disguise for these people. The only how you can actually have hope is to be alive, that you might understand why the things are going on the way that they are going on and why things are happening. What's the will of God? And so what's the will of God is, what is God doing? We know what we're doing. We can see what we're doing, but what is he doing within what we are doing? Is there something that's being done? But again, they blessed. It's a blessing in disguise. It's like a second chance, even though people can't see it. The word of God, real quick, Cam, it says, before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty. And it says, but humility comes before honor. So that's what's happening to everybody. And if you don't get it, before destruction. So before something happened to any one of us in our lives, we're going to keep doing something. So if I'm robbing and I'm stealing the Cam, and no punishment ever comes upon me, I'll continue to walk in that. I'll continue to do those things if there's no chastisement, if there's no punishment for my actions. And so that's why God said the heart of a man is haughty. Like, look at King Von. He had, he was on trial for like 1 or 2 murders, but the fact that he beat those murders was the reason why he allowed to continue to act as though he did not have to answer to God after this, because he wasn't getting no chastisement here that would allow for him to understand that it's serious. You feel me? So if you get in trouble at school, if anybody ever get in trouble in school, if you go home and your parents whoop you for what you did at school, you're going to think about what you're doing the next time you go to school, because you got to go answer to your mother or your father. And so that's what it means to, before destruction, before something happens to you that brings spiritual torment, the heart of a man or a woman is big and prideful until something happens. But God says, before you can respect something, respect the laws that is in this world. Well, you got to get humble first, Cam. And I feel like this is a humbling experience for them. Not being able to go out and do the things that they want, but having to sit down. Now you have to wake up and you on their time. It's humbling. So God said, appreciate every moment that come to humble you. And what he means by that is, take a look at how you got here. Look at how you got here. Who were you with getting here? What was the things that you did so that you won't end up back in that position, right? And it's just a life lesson. But, hopefully they learn that. And, it's unpleasant, but, what's after life here on this earth where they are is just a temporary form of that jail cell that's spiritually gonna be there present. And if you don't live in true love that's in his word, this is where the true love that will reshape your mind. But yeah, I think it's a blessing in disguise, long story short. But it's short, long. All right.
They fought their case for over 2 years, and now they're all looking at a life sentence. How well did you know those guys?
Cam, where to a point where it causes sorrow, but again, I'm not so much in sorrow because it's a blessing. It's a blessing for them, right? It's not a blessing for everybody that's outside looking in. Like, man, they locked up. But outside of them being able to sit down, man, they're going to be in a whole world that's a wilderness for them, where they fending for themselves and they doing things like killing people, glorying and promoting it. But me knowing them, bro, I really know Los, Muwab, even Zell, who they said that was a part of it, man. I grew up with him. I seen him. We used to send Marcus home crying to his mother. Carlos, which is Troy's cousin, he used to send us home crying to our mother. So it was like what they did to us, we did to them. And so it's like, it's sad because I'm just watching people from my past childhood, Cam, self-destructing. I'm watching the world right before it's self-destructing, and then I'm watching, the people that's entertained by it. They not understanding that what you are entertained by shows your heart. It shows the spirit that you are of. If you like to, the word of God says that if your eye be evil, then your whole body will be full of darkness. And so that means that if you have a desire to want to, feed your consciousness to stuff that is like drill music and what what produces drill music, which is the death behind it. But it's just sad, all in all, man. I don't know too much to say about it, man. I feel for them, but again, I can't feel too much for them because they still here. They still got an opportunity to change the trajectory of where their souls is going. So, just kind of is what it is.
Well, how closely did you pay attention to everything, to the case, or the trial and everything?
I didn't pay too much attention to it, Cam, because I already knew as Duck is a high profile name. I myself, before they even got convicted, before trials even happened, I just saw signs of like them going to lead to their arrest. I just saw signs leading up to their arrest, man. And it's the pride. It be the pride. When somebody take out a name like Duck, everybody gonna want to talk about it because these things we wear like trophies. We wear murderings and things like that as trophies because you get glory in, and everybody will promote you in the hood like death promotes people in the hood. And so I didn't follow it close. Man, Cam, I'm trying to follow life because again, that's the only thing that produces life. He said, evil communication corrupt good manners. And so it's like, I don't really go looking for it unless it's a reason, So I'm not really bought into it. I lived that life. What did it profit me to spiritually go back there when I'm no longer there, spiritually or carnally? So it's like, I'm not too hip into those things these days because I already know what's coming for everybody. I can see it. You can see it. I live the lifestyle.
You mentioned, they're gonna want to talk about it. One of the biggest things that people made a big deal about was Muwap's shoes. Did you see Muwap's shoes?
That was one of the, that was something that I saw, and I'm like, that just show you right there where that's what the enemy do. Anybody that understands spiritual things, that's understanding what's going on, the enemy, like he like to operate in symbols. And so he'll have a symbol, but that symbol is communicating something. And so he knew what he was doing when he did that, man, and it didn't do nothing. God said, for the wicked, in their own craftiness, they build for themselves a snare. So you trying to be crafty at being evil, and you only hurting yourself. You only building a trap for yourself, and that's what Muwap did, trying to show off and I don't know, get the vainglory of man, and it came to bite him because all it was just a testimony of I was a part of that flash that did that to Duck. And it's sick, man. It sucks, but that's the world we in right now. Our people, we have no understanding of knowledge, so we don't have no understanding of what's in God's word and how evil. When operating in evil, where you're gonna get a reward, and that's what you get is the reward of what you put out.
One of the most talked about things that came out of that trial was the whole Teezy situation. Did you know? You didn't know Teezy?
I never heard of him. Never heard of him.
You never heard of him?
I was just gonna say, it's a lot of people, Cam, that they after all that, they start getting clout and everybody started loving them for what they doing. Then it's a lot of people that after I had left and went to college, it's a lot of people that that just came around and wanted to be around and all of that, only because they getting light shined on them and everybody looking for a check, looking for a way out. And O-Block is the main tourist attraction in Chicago, and so everybody want to click up with them because they know that's where the camera's gonna be. Like if you be with O-Block or if you join with them, then you got a high chance of, dropping a video and they going viral or, picking up a rap deal. You feel me? Because they got a fake light over there.
It was revealed during the trial that Teezy lied. When he made the phone call and dropped the location, he said Duck was chasing him, 4 guys were chasing him with switches. People needed to get down there, and it kind of made everything even worse. It really made those guys, really get down there and go after Duck like that.
Well, that's how the enemy gets you, Cam. He got to play on your emotions to get you to act, and so he got used to put them to action, and it all happened. Man, that's wild. That's different, but that's what the enemy does. In order to provoke an action out of somebody, you got to spiritually entice them. And so that right there, it was the anger behind it. Plus, Duck, and then this happened and this happened. So it's like, it's the accumulation of, him being who he was. Also with the emotions is now attached. They trying to, get down on one of the brothers, however it would have been. But that's what it is. The only how Satan can get you to do his will is for you to be spiritually led by emotions that's of him. And so anger and, things like that. And I feel like that's what they was led by. But what else could you say? Yeah, it's crazy the fact that it happened, that he lied or whatever. But I mean, we see the end results of what lies lead to. So death and jail.
They got found guilty. They're looking at life in prison. And after the trial was done, the day that it was done, Mama Duck was celebrating. She said that they had a death party and she wanted to have a party to celebrate them getting convicted. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, nobody winning, and I kind of, not that I talked to Mama Duck, but I made a video and she kind of heard. We all losing. So what looked like is a win for Mama Duck is still a loss for us in a general sense, because we all are one people. We all look the same. We all going through the same things, same schools, same hardships. They poor, we poor. It just sucks because we all divided, and not just blacks against blacks, but whites against blacks, whites against white. We all divided. And so that's all the enemy is doing. However he can pull you away emotionally to get you to hate somebody else, he'll do that. And so all I see is an entanglement of emotions, right? And then the only thing that can spiritually allow for us to see what's really happening is God. And I know nobody really wants to go to God because we all want to be God in our own lives. We want to govern what's right and what's wrong. But you won't be able to see your own wrongs until you see the understanding that God has. And he says that there's no man good. No man, not one. And so when you see that about yourself, like I hope Mama Duck hear this, that it's like, you're not good, Mama Duck, I'm not good. The only thing that can make us a person of well-doing is to have the righteousness of God, but all I see, Cam, is losses. That's all it is. You could throw a party for them being in jail, but is it a party that you should really throw? They still got an opportunity for something that's so more like people. I don't know. I don't know what everybody end goal is, Cam. I think that people just think that they die and then they go to where it's better. But that's not the case. You here. What you do here determines where you go next. And so again, it's not a win for neither of them. It's not a win. It's not a win for her. It's not a win for Duck. Duck is gone. And where Duck is now, man, only God knows. And it's not a win, man. It's just torment, spiritual torment.
One of the biggest, I think, mysteries about this whole situation, man, is there was a guy standing next to Duck when it went down. And his name is Day Day. And he was shot with Duck. He almost died. And everybody says he's Muwap's cousin. These are the rumors on the internet.
Yeah.
But nobody really can verify this. Is there anything you know about that?
About it now. Not from what I heard, but it wouldn't be too crazy. Cause me and Butta, he don't know. We cousins, through cousins though. Like I'm a cousin through him through cousins. Like we got cousins through cousins. But it's like if you repping something and I'm repping something, bro, we have people that actually will kill their own people to get ahead. So if you believe in something different than me and I kill somebody that believe in the same thing that I believe in to get ahead, who are you who don't even have the same beliefs as I? So in terms of him being STL, in the terms of us being O-Block, just with the whole Butta situation, or in the terms with the whole Muwap and him situation, it doesn't matter, Cam. You got to understand that a lot of these people know each other. It's one big family just scattered abroad, and by communication, by doctrine, we have been separated by carnal beliefs that none of us are choosing to walk or believe in. We don't even know what we believe in. They bring something to us, and it looks like something that you might want to be with because you ain't a part of nothing. We all want to be a part of something that gives us entitlement, that says that we are somebody. And just for gains, that's what it does. Why you think we live and die for it, Cam? Because this is our sense of pride. And so if I'm O-Block and you FDI, bro, I don't care if you my cousin, because this what I am is who I am. And if you are against what I am, you are against me. And so it doesn't matter whether or not it don't matter who you are. If your beliefs ain't operating in the same beliefs as them, you can't walk with them. God said, can two walk together except they be agreed? No, it's not possible for you to have true, genuine love with somebody that you don't see eye to eye with spiritually.
One of the most suspicious things about this is when he got arrested, or not arrested, when he was questioned by the police, he said he never heard of Duck.
Who?
And I thought that was like a day.
The dude that was next to Duck?
The dude that was next to Duck said he didn't know who Duck was. It was pure coincidence he was standing there, and that he had no idea who he was, and that he never heard of him. And I thought that was kind of crazy that he would never, ever heard of Duck.
Yeah, to never hear of Duck is a lie. But to say you don't know him, that's another thing. But right there, he just that's interesting, because it just seemed as though, like, what was he? How was he? Interesting. All I know is interesting because it seemed like a connection. Like, did he call him, and was he the reason how he knew that Duck was there? Because, like, I'm saying, as far as Day communicating to Teezy that Duck was there, why else would he lie? Everybody knows Duck. That's just paper.
Yeah, I hear that too. It's crazy. Day, reach out to me. We got to do an interview.
Yeah, if he was so close to Duck, how he get shot? I mean, like, how did that happen?
I think he was just standing in line. You got to think, it's the pandemic. They're not letting a lot of people in the store. So Duck and him were standing outside when they rolled up and started shooting. He just happened to be there. And the police ruled him out as a suspect. The police ruled him out, said he ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the only way you're going to convict a man, you got to have evidence. And so if Teezy didn't straight up say that that's what had happened, then, technically, it could just be one of them. There's no coincidences in life, but who's to say whether or not, like, again, if we have no evidence pointing towards that he was there, he could have just been there. Technically, it's downtown. Many people, because, we done seen him downtown many a times. Downtown is big enough to where it's a lot of people to where you shouldn't be able to just run into somebody as easy like that. It's a lot of people. But we ran into them many a times where we just so happen to be in the same place that they are, because they got the same type of, they dress alike. So if they go into a designer store, he got the money to get it, it makes sense that he'd be the same place, the same time. But again, it's a big coincidence, but if ain't no evidence, then he walk away a free man like he did.
Well, after Duck was killed, King Von made a bunch of tweets. Shocked everybody, said him and Duck squash beef. We're going to work together. What do you think was going on with all that? Was he just trolling?
Yeah, Cam. These are people who really want to see these dudes dead. So in order for you to believe I'm a good person, I got to put that on display. And so an enemy is smiling in your face, but in their heart, he's thinking to plotting against you. And that's what God says. So as a man thinketh, so is he. It don't matter that he's smiling in your face. He said that's how he killed. That's how the enemy kill you.
Take me through, like, Von, like, what would Von be going, like, was that like his thing to, like, kind of troll and kind of poke at his
He was a
like
troller.
That?
Von was a troller to where that's what he did. Why he did it? Because it's a prideful thing. This my work. When you do something that is so, up in volume as in taking a man's life, that give you power, Cam. You start to feel powerful. And the fact that you actually a man, it's no longer here, a whole being. Cam, that's gonna make you, it's either gonna break you to where you need God, or it's gonna make you into something that is so dark that which you don't even understand the darkness that you really walking in when you take a man's life, and then you don't change your mind and see that what the action that you did was so egregious, it's just so inhumane. But Von, he's been doing this since they've been killing people. That's how bro was able to make the whole 3-4 hour documentary about him trolling. You feel me? But the enemy gonna do that. He gonna do it work. And then he gonna put it in your face that this is what I'm doing. But, you know, above some people's head, it go over their heads and stuff like that. But it's crazy, Cam, because, man, I learned a lot of good stuff from Von. He was a charitable person. He was a person that had a heart to give. But, you know, it just sucks because love got to extend further than just the ones that you know. It got to extend to every man because that's a characteristic of the Father. That even though many people didn't wake up today honoring him for giving them life, he still woke them up. So that means that he loved all, a man that'll reference him and not. But just from Von's point of view, man, all I can say is that that's one thing you know about evil is that evil gonna gloat. They're gonna boast about their doings. And so all it is just a rap sheet for us to look at and see how he didn't care about anything that he did. He was heartless. That's just all that shows, Cam. He was heartless. You doing these things and then you take a delight in it. That's all it is. They take a delight in being evil. We take a delight in, you know, shedding the blood of our own people. And, you know, that's what it is. We take a delight in killing our own people because you get a trophy for it in the world. We have no knowledge of God.
He did, you know, we know about the bad stuff that he's done.
Yeah.
You know, and you mentioned the good stuff that he done, you know, the giving back to the community and helping people out. You know, it seemed like he really, you know, loved you and did a lot for you if he was with you. And if you weren't with him, it was really bad for you. Yeah. You know, was there, you know, any chance that he would have grown up? You know, a lot of people get older and they change, man. A lot of dudes who, you know, help with gang interventions and try to help control gangs. I mean, a lot of these dudes are like 50, 60 years old, you know, and they're trying to, you know, make a change. You think Von would have ever did anything like that?
Well, seeing as though, you know, so it'd be hard, right? Because I feel like they want to do that. They be wanting to give back. They want to change. But when the thing that has got you to where you are, right? When that character, King Von, being a killer, being a driller, being a prideful killer that gloats about his killing, when that's just who you are, and you didn't get no chastising for that. Most of those dudes who you spoke of previously, they probably got sat down for long periods of time in jail, and then they got out. And like, you know what? I think that I want to change my life. I've taken so much away from the world, and now I want to be able to bring some sort of life. I've taken life away from so many. I want to be able to give back what I feel like I was stealing. And I feel like because of the realm that Von was in, because they paying him. Cam, they getting paid millions of dollars to rap about killing. If you already a killer, who gonna turn away from that? I'm gonna be that for the rest of my life because that's what gain. I gain off of that. I'm living a life, this world will put you on a pedestal if you look like this and you act like a true demon. So for a lot of people, that's a way out of poverty. Even though it's evil, but because they understand it not, they like, man, I don't care what you talking about. I could tell my story and get rich. And I don't got to change nothing about my life at all. I can still live, smoke weed, have sexual. It just seems like, it seems like heaven on earth, Cam. That's a recipe for disaster, but it's heaven on earth. Because ain't no chastisement came to Von for real. He got locked up, Cam, on trial, and he beat it. He didn't see that as God trying to, look, dude, he ain't see that as divine interventions from the Father. So no, God knows that he would have never changed. And so that's why God allowed for the light in Von to be taken out, because God knows the heart behind every man. Every man. And he done enough evil. Von done enough evil that we gonna keep being talked about for years to come about all the evils that he's done. Music still floating and surfacing today. All evil communication producing nothing but evil and terroristic works against our own people. But we glory, we praise, we got King Von shirts. And so what is that saying about your mind? That means that you don't understand spiritual things. Because if you did, you wouldn't like the enemy. Von is the enemy to most of us, but because we look like Von and they put him on a TV and we desire to be on TV, we see as Von as a vessel of light. And what does light do? Light protects you from darkness. But what is our darkness? Poverty. The hood is our darkness. And so we see that if I rap about darkness, then I can get out of darkness. But not understanding that you're just putting yourself in more darkness. The darkness is consuming you. There's no light. But again, money is light to people. Because when I get this money now, I could buy what I want. I could do this, I could do that. Von was rich. He had money, Cam. Von was still robbing people. What sense do that make? How are you rich and you're robbing people? You robbing producers. You robbing rappers. You got money.
Von was still robbing people
He
even
was
after
still,
he got
bro.
rich.
Man, they shot, bro. They was doing all type of stuff while that man was rich. They was doing, one of the dudes, who it was like boyfriend. They end up, he dead now. He's long gone. But somehow Von had a whole song about it. He put it in his song.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the song. Wait, whoa.
When he
song,
was,
so that.
yes, that song.
Wow, damn, what's the song called? Hold on, let me find it. Hold on.
You had to find a song, but yeah, bro, gloating, promoting, boasting, the work, evil. And this is, man. But what song was it though? It was with, and he was just talking about how, like, because this is real life. This is real. This is not a gimmick.
You're talking about the song 3 a.m.
Yeah,
in the video.
We ain't need to go to the park outside. And so when where the part where it come out with, like, cause I don't want to be implicating. I don't want to implicate, but dude dead. And I mean, Von didn't kill him, so he just robbed him. So we ain't implicating her on the murder. But so yeah, it's rightful to say she helped Von set dude up. And this was when Von was rich, right? And again, for everybody that's looking at me like I'm wrong, y'all should love people exposing darkness, but instead, they make up excuses for those who doing darkness. Cause they in darkness themselves. But yeah, Cam, he did that with, then wrote the music that ain't about it. I think they popped dude too. I think they shot him. Von had blood on his shoes. He had blood on his Timbs from robbing, doing it, bro. Bro was still operating like a pure madman. You feel me? When they did what they did. That's probably, why it was kind of cut short with Dirk and them, because Dirk ain't as gangster as everybody as everybody think he is. Dirk rapping gangster, but Dirk ain't trying to do all that, even though they might have got caught doing whatever they doing. 9 times out of 10, that was because of Von. Because I know Von. If it's money, if it's ops, that dude go from loving and kind to, like you said, it's one of the worst people that you could ever be around. Because it's a switch. It's a switch. It's a drug. Cam, it's a drug. The more people I kill and do all this, it's not that is the drug. It's the everybody, they glorifying him. They honoring him like he a god because they see him taking life. You feel me? This is what we did. Von is only known because of the evils that he did. Crazy.
That's crazy that you brought that up, man, because in the paperwork that came out about the Duck case, somebody had told them the crazy story was actually based on a real life situation also. But maybe they got the videos confused or something. I mean, I don't know unless you heard about it.
Nah, for crazy story, looking at that, would it be far-fetched? Nah, because most time when people are doing a genre of music, Cam, what is it? The real them come out in this music. What they've done, what they've seen, unless you got a ghostwriter. So if it's no ghostwriter, all you got on your conscience that everybody that you would be able to get out fluently is your life. It's your story. Most people, whether they lying and desiring to be that person, or they gonna say exactly who they are. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth gotta talk, the mouth gotta speak. What's ever in you, Cam, gotta come out. God said, in a multitude of words, there wanteth not sin. So if you just let a man talk, you will see what's in that man. Because it's got to come out in the form of communication. And whatever it says, whatever your interest is, that's what's gonna be in you. That's whatever interest you got in you, wherever your entertainment is. That's what's in you. Whatever you love and desire that you wake up and want to do, want to be seen for. That's whatever spirit you desire them to see you as. That's you. And that was Von.
The guy from O Block named Ray Rilla recently did an interview. Do you know him?
Do I know Ray Rilla? Of course. Who let Ray Rilla get on the interview? What? What? This is one of the craziest, loose. He been going through, and it's not to laugh about problems, but man, Ray Rilla been a problem since problems been problems, and we've been kids, and he just always been one who was off the hinges, right? Who lie, compulsive liar. You know, just one of them people who, you know, we all got our things that we would like to change about us. And, you know, we ain't none of us perfect in the sense of this flesh. But like, bro is one of the ones where it's like, bro, you don't listen to nothing Ray Rilla got coming out of his mouth and take it to be true. Nothing. Like, nothing. Oh, who let him on their podcast?
I don't know the name of the show. It was kind of like a hood vlog. They did a little hood vlog in front of O Block. They're new guys. They're nobody that's like been established or anything like that.
Makes sense.
But in this interview, he says he's JoJo's cousin, while at the same time having a JoJo K tattoo on his chest.
That's Ray Rilla for you. Mind you, I know folks that went to Harlan. Anybody that know Lil JoJo, he went to Harlan. I ended up going to Harlan right after him, and I believe that, you know, maybe he was passed away at this time, he was gone. But like, we would have known that. See, Ray Rilla is one of them people that the guys ain't even care what he's saying because they know that he just say whatever he just feel. He do whatever he want. He just, I'm not trying to speak but on his character too much, but he just a person that you don't want to listen to for no truth. JoJo with this man, cousin. We would have knew. We know who all the ops, we know who all it is, and ain't nobody gonna be ashamed to say it back then. If that's your cousin, nobody care. Cause he still was, bro, you say that's your cousin, but on your chest you got JoJo K. He just said it right, cause it's gonna, nobody can prove if it's true or not, if they know the man family. And we don't know this man family. I think we know Bell, cause that's his name, Raymond Bell. And the folks gonna be like, why you saying my real name? But cause I really know them. But yeah, bro, that ain't JoJo cousin, man. Bell, Raymond, I'm saying this whole name. He just saying anything that you know, he feel like gonna pull in views. That it's just, JoJo is just one of them names, like Duck, like Vaughn. It's just a name that carry much weight. And so if you bring it up, like Cam, a lot of people, they get on these interviews and it's about entertaining the people. It's not about telling your truths. It's about getting out here and seeming like you the most known gangster, seeming like you the most known person in the hood, that everybody love you, that you got cousins over here, you just well respected. Cause all it is an opportunity for them to get out and be a character that they ain't even. But this is what they wanna be. And they mind. And so it's showtime for them, man. And these other people, they just getting views. They don't really care whether or not they just trying to pull in views for money. So, you know, it's just fake. It ain't real.
How many guys got the JoJo K tattoo on them?
Probably him. Just him. Ain't nobody going out of their way, Cam. The only dude I saw with a bunch of tattoos on them that was crazy was Fat Trail when he came to O Block. You ever heard of him, the Fat Trail, the rapper, and he came to O Block and he had every girl he ever smashed tattooed on them. And we just like, cuz, really, cuz? Every girl you ever had, and they got a tattooed on him. But other than that, I feel like, bro, don't nobody else got tattoos. That's the most that they might got is GDK. But I don't think nobody wrote nobody's name on them other than as a memorial ground type deal that's giving, giving reference to a person that passed. And he probably the only one that did that, because I don't know nobody else that did it. And he probably did that himself, or somebody did that in jail or something. He ain't going to no tattoo artist. Oh, actually, it's tattoo artists on the block. Never mind. They get you right for $10. I got a tattoo on my chest for $10, and you would have thought I went to the U Dig to get it. So, for real, it's the hood for you though.
You mentioned that when JoJo was killed, there was a party in O Block.
A party, man.
You know, was that the only party that was ever thrown after somebody died?
Yeah, and I say to my knowledge, right? Because a lot of times when deaths happen, you know, they try to keep it all underway, but it could have been a accumulation of, his death falling on a day, JoJo, where it was already gonna be a party. But no, actually, because it wasn't no party. It was a party, but it wasn't no party signed up or supposed to be that week because I would have known it. I'm running with the guys and it happened spontaneously. I remember it like yesterday. It was raining. They got the call that man gone. Next thing you know, 30 minutes to an hour later, bro. It was raining outside, bro. 30 minutes to an hour later, bro, we was in a party. And everybody was in screaming and shouting about, what happened or whatever. But man, he was just one of them names because what he did went viral and everything like that. That you know how we feeling prideful. He's saying this, he talking about. We ain't create the game. We don't even know what we worshiping. But because this is our pride in this game. It was like this is one of the biggest ops at that time. And so that's why it was what it was. It was because his videos was going so viral and everybody was disrespecting something they didn't know about, even though we don't really know about it. But either, because if we did, we wouldn't be in it. But yeah, man, he was just one of them ones where it was like, man, his name. If we can get him, man, then they gonna be shining light out on us. They gonna be glory in us, parade in us. And it's just the evils in us, man. It's just the evils in us. When you threatened by something, you don't want it around. And so JoJo threatened them, like in that realm of, because when JoJo did what he did, mind you, it wasn't many people screaming BBK. But when he said it, it was a movement. And this was during the time where everybody was going from they gangs to BBD. And so he was kind of messing up with the movement. And so that's why it was so pivotal, because it wasn't even about just O Block. It was about a movement. So everybody that wasn't O Block, they knew it was about Lemron and them. So what it was, now everybody getting in. Everybody wanting to get in. Everybody want to touch you. And it ain't even, but so the people that you speaking about that don't, even though they don't know O Block, well, now they going to click up with O Block because you just went against them. We wouldn't even click up with certain people, but the fact he said that, it's like, look, it's enemies of, we not enemies, but it's like friends of like, I don't know, it's like a little enemy, it's like a war saying, I don't know, but we befriended those who was ops to them as well.
An enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Thank you. Somebody knows something. But that there.
Another thing that Ray Rilla said, he said O Block was built on a cemetery. Any truth to that?
Yeah, we all heard that, yeah. That O Block was built on a cemetery. That's some truth to it. We all heard that for sure. How true it is, how could we ever know? Because who would build anything on top of a cemetery unless it was so long ago that that's what had happened. But yes, that is true. We all heard that. That was a saying that we've heard for years. And the stuff that I seen and spiritually seen on that block, man, something over there. It's a cemetery now anyway, Cam. So many people done died over there. Their spirits is still there. It's a cemetery, all right? Whether it's a cemetery or not a cemetery, it is today. Spiritually, right? So many people lost their lives there, their blood. Your life is in the blood. You are not the body. Cam, when we go to a funeral and we looking at that vessel, that you be like, man, that ain't them. That's their vehicle that they had to use in order to do anything in this world. This is not Jamal. You are hearing Jamal. You hear me, but if you turn off the cameras, you wouldn't see me. I'm spirit. Spiritual. I have to think everything before I say it. But ain't nobody talking about the spiritual you that got to think before this body could even put things to use. We ain't talking about it. But anyways, yes, that is something that they did say, bro, that we heard for a long time that O Block was built, that they builded it on top of a cemetery. We did hear that.
That's definitely kind of crazy to hear that, man.
Isn't it?
You know when Parkway was built?
Man, Parkway had to be built. I don't know when they was built, but it at least in the early 1900s, I believe. Probably not too early. I think around the 30s, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Parkway Gardens was came into effect. I bet you if you look it up around 1930s, 40s, guaranteed.
Let me see. Looking it up right now. The complex was built from 1950 to 1955.
Makes sense. I'm just thinking about, like, if it's a cemetery, then it had to be so far long ago, right? Because people would still be coming and bury people in the cemetery. People, like everybody from that line would have had to been done died, because you'd have people still coming to try to see their loved ones. And then if you bury something on top, it'd be madness. And so it could be a lie that we all heard, but it is something that we heard since we was kids there, though. How true it is, if it ain't on Google, man, well, they wouldn't show that. They wouldn't tell you that they would do that. And so the only way to know the truth, only God knows. It's interesting, though.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, they probably wouldn't say anything, because that would be definitely some weird shit. Nobody would want, if that was actually like brought out like a fact, I'm sure it would, like, you know, up their money.
When you look at Old Block, though,
wouldn't want to live there.
When you look at it, just how it's secluded, if you go and look at many other cemeteries, it's it's shaped in a weird way, Cam. It's weird. It's very, very, very weird how Parkway is kind of constructed. And it's long enough, it's wide enough, it's big enough. So, man, I mean, you could probably take any kind of vast land and make it proportionate enough for a cemetery. So, but maybe I'm just stretching it.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been, it could have been bigger than just Old Block 2.
Yeah, no, definitely, because it's a gate behind there where the freight trains is. And so that makes it, it's like one huge section, and then they kind of made, it's weird because it is a super, super big section, but you could tell kind of, they got the trucks and everything doing that with the freights, and then they built it, a lot of stuff be like that, though. They'd take one thing from its normal use and then make it something else, like many apartments in Arizona. It used to be motels, and now they leasing them as apartments. But it used to be motels and hotels, but now they renovated it, and so definitely could be possible.
Well, since our last interview, Big Mike has been released from jail. Did you know him? Did you guys know each other?
Yeah, I know Mike. Yeah, of course I know Mike. That's Saul brother. You know, Wooski brother, man. I know all of them, man. I know all his, bro, Cam. There's not gonna be one person that's from Old Block, that rep Old Block, that I don't know, that don't really know me. I'm talking about really know me. Ain't no like, oh, bro, we know them all. Like, we seen them. No, they know me, interacted with me, played football, spoke, shake hands, laugh, play. I know Big Mike, for real, yeah.
Now, he's kind of, he's known for catching that case with Vaughn. He got out of jail, man. His numbers have been going pretty crazy, man. The story goes that he initially cooperated with the police, and that was basically what the case was built on for Vaughn. And then at the last minute, he ended up pulling out, not testifying against Vaughn, and that's how Vaughn beat his case. What was that like during that time? And, what was Vaughn thinking when he first came home from prison?
Well, he showed you what he was thinking when he made a song about him. Like, he seemed like today, it's a whole line of evidence of him putting what has happened or how he feel in his songs. And so why he told was about him. Why he told was about Big Mike. He don't know why he told. He thought he was whatever he was, but he did tell. Vaughn never really expressed too much about it, and I'm just trying to think real quick about this Big Mike incident, because I think Big Mike didn't retract. I don't think he retracted what he said. I believe that it was because of CJ. Remember, CJ died. CJ and like another girl was like a main witness. We never heard Big Mike was telling. And then so again, it could have came out, but I don't believe he retracted his statement. Vaughn went free because CJ, who was the main witness in that trial, got killed. He wasn't the main witness. Mike ain't gonna be the main witness. You on trial. But they had outside witnesses of where Von was, because he did this over there around was it the Killer War area, wherever they was. It was so far away from the block, and Big Mike was with him. And CJ, and I believe there was another woman was supposed to be on trial, but CJ got killed. And CJ was looked at as Von cousin. I don't believe that they was real cousins, because I knew CJ, they never called each other cousins. They just was real good friends. Von got off that case because CJ got killed. Von did not get off because, or maybe, if it says it in the paper, cool, different. But, again, even the police could get something wrong. Just certain whatever, but not something like that, because obviously if he spoke and then retracted his statement, they would know. But we don't think that man retracted his statement. Who gonna retract? You ain't retracting even. We don't, again, I know for sure Von got off because CJ died. It had nothing to do with him. It had everything to do with the outer witnesses that said something, but it wasn't him.
There was a lot of witnesses there that night.
Not a lot of witnesses. It was just one man. Take the woman out, because I'm vaguely getting, it was a girl there, but CJ from Killer War, he was the main witness. And this was supposed to be Von's right-hand man.
Really? Okay.
And then he died.
So this is somebody that I take Von knew, because, Von originally being from Killer War, so this is somebody he knew for a really long time.
Oh, really? CJ was so much of his friend. That's the only friend we know Von to have from up over that way. He the only person that I, personally, and this when we was kids, mind you, I met Von when he was like 13. So I was like 11, 12. And so that's when we met him, when Nuwop first brought him on the block, bro. And then his first friend that we met from his old childhood was CJ. Was CJ. Like, I know CJ, I knew CJ really well. Like, we really knew CJ, for real. And yeah, and that was definitely because of that. And I don't know how CJ got killed or whatever the situation was, but he definitely got killed. And so it could, man, maybe that song wasn't even about, that's interesting. I'm just thinking about it because it could have been, I believe it was about Big Mike, because or whatnot, but I never heard nothing about him retracting his statement or whatever. I didn't even know you could do that unless you was like under the influence or something.
I'm not sure if he retracted it. I think he just refused to take the stand. At least that's the story.
You can't refuse to take the stand. That's not something you can do. If you are a witness, you will go to jail for tampering with evidence if you don't take a stand after you said that you know something. So it would have had to been something where it couldn't stand in a court of law, which means he was under the influence, or he was saying that by fear he was provoked to giving a statement that wasn't him. But any other thing like that, it's all a lie, because in a court of law, it's the way things are done. And so it was never done in that instance. And I never even heard of him retracting no statement. When Why He Told came out, then our story came out. And so it went together with him like, oh, he told. But Von wasn't, they didn't, I don't know why, but, or whatever. But yeah, however it go.
How close was Von and Mike?
Von and Mike, I say, not too close that I know, because I was really, really close with Von, like, for real. But when he got older, he kind of separated. Like, I wasn't always around Von no more because I was still playing football. I was out on the block. But mind you, I wasn't bloodthirsty. I'm not doing all that. If we going to fight them, cool. But all the shooting, I had guns and all of that. Why? Because that was my way of showing the brothers, I'm not scared. I can have a gun. I can hold guns. But I wasn't about to be trying to go kill people because I never saw no point. But so going back to them, I think I know for sure they wasn't no real close friends at all, because Big Mike he's some years a little bit older than Von. They wasn't good friends at all. The only good friends and real tight-knit friends that Von had was Troy and then Sosa, in sorts of doing stuff for the world. But really, Troy was Von's best friend. And it wasn't Mike at all.
Do you think Mike would be allowed back in O Block?
Nah, I don't think he would be allowed in O Block because, and now it's just raising questions in my mind, because it's like, if he did tell, why didn't they make him take the stand? And so it's kind of like a contradiction in there. And so it's making it seem as though, like, if he did actually speak and say something did have to happen in order for him not to take the stand. But I do know legitimately Von got off because of CJ. I don't believe it was because of that, but it could have been a accumulation of both. That he retracted his statement, however that happened and whatnot. But yeah, they ain't really know each other too much or nothing. Whatever.
600 Breezy did an interview. And, in this interview, he had some things to say about you. I don't know exactly how all this started. This might have started with, maybe you saying you didn't know him or you ain't never seen him around or something, But what was your response to that when you first seen it?
Well, when I first seen it, I'm just like, man, Adam loved bringing my name up. He loved just bringing my name up, just trying to get somebody to talk down on me. He trying to get something. He looking for something, but you ain't gonna find it. Ain't nobody gonna tell you, they ain't gonna tell you what you looking for. You feel me? It's like if I was some type of goofy or nothing or whatever, but when I looked at it, I was just kind of like, so he seen the interviews and all that, he felt the way about it. I was just telling my truth, Cam. I never in a million years seen this dude. I never seen him in person. And how is that even possible if I'm always on 600? Me and Imtha ain't close friends. I know everybody from 600. I know they big guys. You feel me? I done hung around them. I done seen them at least. But I never seen them, and I was just telling my testimony, and so he got mad. I wasn't saying that you wasn't nobody to the hood or whatever. You could be a vessel for death if you want to, which you are. So I don't really care. I wasn't trying to take away your signature saying that you a savage. Be what you want to be. I never seen him. I was telling my truth. Never seen him. And I know just like it was folks on our block, like it was on theirs, like S-Dot. These dudes did not even live nowhere near these people, Cam. They didn't live around. They came around because they wanted to be a part of a drill movement because cameras was over there. These dudes don't even stay. Ask him where he lived. Ask him where he stayed from up over there. He gonna tell you where his residence was. If you can see these dudes' IDs, they was coming from the suburbs just so they could gangbang. A lot of these dudes didn't even have to live that lifestyle. They would become a part of that lifestyle because it looked cool. And I believe he got to be one of them. Could I be wrong? Yeah, but it's a reason why I never seen him. I've seen everybody. Everybody done seen me. I used to walk back and forth from Washington Park since a kid, playing football, playing basketball every day. It's been many parties on our block. I never seen 600 Breezy. I'm not calling you a lame or a goofy or none of, anything like that. I'm just telling my truth. It's my testimony. It's what I saw. Right? You look in the Bible, Matthew and Luke, they ain't see the same thing. Their stories is still the same, but some of them saw something totally different than what the other person saw. Same story, but still different viewpoint. And so what I say to 600 Breezy, bro, because I saw he said he wanted to fight me. Like, he wanted to box. So if you would have caught me like when I first started doing this, because God was still working on me, which he's still working on me now. Clearly, if this was the finished product, I'd no longer be here if my work was done. So he's still at work in my life. But man, when I first heard that Cam, him saying he want to fight so badly, I want to expose these dudes for what they are, cowards. I do, carnally, but man, a man of God shouldn't be a brawler. Because if I actually did, which again, it's the carnal me, because I really want the people that actually, it wouldn't even do nothing. If I beat him, he beat me, wouldn't go nowhere, they'd laugh at whoever lost, and then next thing you know, a couple months down the line, nobody would care. So it would be vain. But I hope that everybody that got their eyes on these people understand that. When that girl died, his girlfriend, ask him about that. Now we need to start asking these people, how you getting all this money? What you doing? How you got these big chains on? Why you in California? And I'm talking spiritually, and what I'm saying might be going over people's head. But what I'm saying is to y'all, these people have signed over their soul. Your soul is your mind, right? Well, ask Chief Keef, did he have the ability to do what he wanted to do when he signed under Jimmy Iovine? He didn't. Why? Because he signed over his will. Your will. Now it don't matter who you want on a song, Sosa. We put on that song who we want on that song. You can't, if we want you to cover your head like this and cover one eye, you gonna do it because we paid you to do it. And you don't want us to come throw you in jail for all that money we gave you, right? Because you can't pay it back. Because as soon as they get that money, they start going to, and it ain't even real money, it's a loan. So they just putting you deeper in the ditch. And 600 Breezy, you know you're in a ditch, and you know I gotta expose the truth. They doing these Illuminati parents. They'll grab a girl who famous on Instagram, rapping, rather showing her body, and they try to pair her with a drill rapper because the both of them together is a whore and a pimp. And they tried to show us this in this movie that they clone Tyrone. The way that they keep these things, the dysfunction going on in the hood, is you need two key people. You need a pimp and you need a whore. And that's exactly what they continuously putting together. They did it with Von and Asian Doll. It's a lot of these little parents that you'll see a rapper and then you'll see a girl. And where this coming from? It's so much sadistic, evil stuff going on behind the scenes. You need to, he might not tell y'all the truth, Ocho Mana. He ain't gonna tell you the truth because he's terrified. You know, many people that they don't know that God is almighty and that nobody can touch you except God give them the say so. But many people feel with fear, they don't know who in control of this. Ocho Mana knows so much stuff of the occult that I can't tell y'all, Cam. I could only tell you what they told me, right? You can't say what you don't know. And I present facts to bring people to the light, but these folks are evil, Cam. They had these people smoking out of what they call cursed pipes, trying to put seances and curses over people's sons. This is real. This is real. Why was Young Thug them in the goat? These dudes is from the hood. We ain't never seen a goat unless you done went on a field trip and went to Cabbage Patch to a farm. What would you be in a goat for? So everybody that's listening to this music, what are they doing? What was the part of the ritual when the police found them? And it's not just them. They're lower level people trying to get to where they are, so they got to do the same things. It's about defiling your mind. Defile your mind. You can only defile your mind by what come out of you. Christ don't care about what you put in you, what you eat, but so as a man thinketh, so is he. Cam, if you thinking about having sex with women all day, that's all you think, you're a whoremonger. As a man thinketh, so is he. Because everything that is on your mind, what are you doing now? I'm trying to do everything in my will to get what's constantly, spiritually vexing me if I can't get it. Whatever you serving day to day, that's what you get up every single day and you work for. You laboring for hard work that you might obtain what you think bring peace. That's what all them doing, and they doing evil, bro. I'm not here to be seen. I am here so that the truth can be seen. And the truth is that these rappers that everybody loving and looking up to, they selling their souls, and even more so, selling your soul is everything. But again, how you say your soul is your conscience. It's your will. If whomever Sosa them sign on the dotted line, if they tell them they do, you got to be on a plane for the next, or NFL, basketball, anything. You got to be on a plane for the next 5 months at 5 a.m. You don't have control over your own life no more. Didn't nobody see when Sosa, the dude who was a producer for Sosa Music, came out and told them Sosa could not, it was not up to him, your cover, what your art cover was. It was not up to you who you wanted on your song. What is that? You don't even got no control. He said he didn't even want to put 50 Cent on his song. All them jumped on the song because Jimmy Iovine wanted them on the song. In order for them to in order for the world, the people who control the world, Cam, for them to get you to like me, they got to put me around somebody that y'all already like. If everybody love Drake, then what they do is put somebody who coming up right under Drake. If Drake signs somebody, the people that love Drake will accept them as they own. It don't matter.
Why wouldn't Sosa want 50 Cent on a song?
Ask Sosa.
That's crazy.
Bro, we
from
the hood. I want on my song. I want on my song. Sosa not who everybody think that he is, right? But he didn't want them on. I'm just going off of the dude who was producing Sosa songs. He was with him more than I. So maybe you should you interviewed him.
Oh, you're talking about the cameraman.
Yeah, I was just thinking about you the one interviewed the man. You know what? He told you straight up.
At this time, I'm seeing the inner crumblings of Chief Keef's whole camp and within himself. He's not going to shows. He's not going to his own album release. He's not participating in the shit that Interscope has set him up to do. Why? He didn't go to the 50 Cent video shoot with Wiz Khalifa. Why did he not do that? Because he held a gun in an interview on Pitchfork a few months prior to that, and now he got to go to jail because of it, because it's a violation of his probation. So, in order for a record label, and that's when I start now looking back on it. I start looking at the record labels for real. Like, and 50 Cent even said this in his office one day. He like, they gonna pay for what they fear, and perception is reality. So it's like they gonna pay for the controversy. They gonna pay for the near-death experiences of other people being incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? They gonna capitalize on black men from Chicago, poor black men from Chicago, that, you know, may not have any other opportunity but this to basically, you know, perpetuate this image to the world of how to act as a youth, how to act and be successful gang banging and making money off of that and killing motherfuckers and bragging about the shit in their music. Like, they will pay for that. So, I mean, he didn't show up to that video shoot for many reasons. He's a very smart dude. I didn't understand it at the time, but looking back, I understand the label just was playing with him just to make more money, make him more controversial, put him in positions where, okay, artists go to jail now. You know damn well if artists go to jail right now and get out in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, it's going to be more record sales, it's more controversy, it's more eyes on that in the media. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody died today right now, their album sales go up triple. And who makes money off that?
They don't have no control. They are controlled. If they tell Sosa do this, do that, do it, what are you gonna do, Cam? They are the reason for your livelihood. And they'll take it away. And they showing them something even more terrifying than what we see. They embodied, Cam, if these people would come out and speak their testimony, they could set so many people free. So many people, but they terrified because they think that if they speak about the enemy, he gonna kill them. Because they don't know that God will fight for them if you just would be willing. God will fight for you, and so what? We all got a day to die. We all gonna die anyway. You might want to die in your life be to reference the truth of God, because God don't like cowards. And so if it's any of y'all out there, what is the will of God? The will of God is what happened, what's happening, and what will happen. It's what God is doing. The will is what you can do. Your will is your conscience, so it's the understanding the mind of God. I hope y'all understand the mind of God, man, so that y'all, whatever hurt, whatever pain y'all going through, whatever affliction, really so that you can understand the communication that's coming out of these TV shows. That he said that for lo, God said for look, real quick before you go to the next question, I want all of y'all to really hear me out. Not hear me, hear God. God said for lo, the wicked bend their bow. They make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privately shoot at the upright in heart. So those who would live for God, those who would love God, those who genuinely want to be a vessel to help somebody. It says that the enemy privately, how do they do something privately you don't know? Sending darts at your heart. This is a spiritual saying. By communication, Cam. By a word, by communicating something to you that is spiritual. But this spirit comes inside of you, and if you agree with it, then you'll start to operate in the spirit that you agree in. And God said the wicked, people that do not want no love, don't have no care for God, for you, for nobody in here. He said they privately. How do they do it? You don't know that somebody sinners. When you listen to the music, when nobody ever told you that this is Satan's way of corrupting your mind and your soul, you don't know that because you see everybody dancing. You seeing everybody feeling like they getting joy from it. So you're not knowing that this communication is spiritually, it's making you feel a way. It's bringing something out of you, right? But that's what they doing. They privately, Cam, he said they make ready their arrow. They only can do that in communication by what we are receiving in our minds. That's the way to a man's heart. How they gonna kill your heart? By destroying your mind. Look at our people. Cam, look at where I'm from. It's a direct correlation of what I'm saying. How did they promote us? If everybody would be honest at how the black man is promoted, you can see why the black man operate in what they say he is. They keep telling, if you keep telling somebody if you keep telling a little boy he's a girl, that little boy gonna wake up and be like, man, I'm a girl. My mama, I'm a girl. They've been telling me I'm a girl my whole life. How am I a boy? And so if you keep telling me it's the communication, if they keep telling me I'm a drill, I'm this, I'm that, and then they start to pay me for being exactly what they say, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that.
FBG Butta recently did a Vlad TV interview, and in this interview, he says that OD killed Tuka. And he says that OD and Tuka had a situation earlier in that day, and that led to something happen later on.
Lies.
What are your thoughts?
Lies, 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 lies. At the time Tuka died, I'm trying to remember because Butta was still over on our block. At the time, I believe when Tuka died, we still was real cool with this man. He still was back and forth on the block. We were still at parties. Butta. So he wasn't, I don't even know how much, I don't want to tell a lie, but like, because he could have known Tuka. Obviously, he was over there with him. Butta from Gyro City. Tuka was from STL. They ended up clicking up. But at what time did that happen? I don't know. Because Butta was always on Gyro City, which is further down from St. Lawrence. And so I thought it was a click up, but it's a lie. One, OD did not kill Tuka. He did not kill that man. He didn't kill him. I know who killed him. He didn't kill him. We know who killed them if it came from our block, like I said. I only know stuff when the brothers communicated. But OD did not kill Tuka at all, and they did not have no altercation. It wasn't no altercation. Tuka got seen at a bus stop. They knew that bro was from up over there, and they killed him. And there wasn't no altercation in it. Tuka was on his way to school. So if he got killed in the morning, Cam, on his way to school, something around at the bus stop, when did they get into it at 4 in the morning? When? Because it had to be, you said earlier. So if he got killed in the morning, then how earlier? 5 in the morning? Nobody outside at 5 in the morning. So
Was Tuka known for being in the streets, or was it just because of who he was rolling with?
Tuka wasn't up. Tuka was like me during that time. You just a kid from up over there, and so we didn't even know how loved he was until after it happened. But I believe that because no deaths had happened before Tuka. He was the first death. So whether or not if Tuka was a big name or nothing, he was out there hanging with them camps, so they had love for him. It was one of their little brothers or big brothers or whatever dying. And so, but Tuka, nah. But if you gangbanging him, you gangbanging to them that he was gang if he was shaking up with them. But, at that point, it wasn't no shots really being fired. So with nobody technically on that time, at that time, with nobody on that time. But they all were still on that time because we was fighting and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Okay. Did you guys know who Tuka was? Like, was he like a popular name?
Nah, I know him personally because I was with him, like I told you, many a time. We was with him a couple of days before he died. At this point in time, it was like not a back door, but Tuka was, bro, like, they killed his dad too. That's crazy because they killed that man and his dad. Like, crazy.
You mentioned Tuka's dad lived in O Block.
Yeah, and they killed him right in front of his door. Crazy. Sucks.
Damn.
Just because of who his son was. And people killed him because of who his son was. And not that his son did nothing, but it was the name behind the son. It was the spirit that, because they gloried Tuka and they called themselves Tukaville, his dad had to die because his son name carried that much weight. You can get killed off of somebody that's in your family that did something and they ain't no longer even here. And because that's what happened with him, but that just show our dysfunction, man. That show our hate for our own people. That they'll go past you, Cam, and past Big Bro right here. They gonna look for me. They ain't looking. We not looking for nobody but us. And guess who says that? Nobody wanna open up and read it. It says straight in the Bible. Each man gonna have an evil eye towards their brother. We look at right towards our brother, and we wanna kill him. We wanna backstab him. And it's in the word. I don't know why I care about it.
Also, in this Vlad interview, he comes out and he says that KI killed OD. And I know that this is where you disagree with him.
Yeah, I disagree with him on that because one, I was young, and it's a lie. They said somebody named DJ did that, and DJ ended up getting killed. I was thinking about the name, but DJ. And so really all it is it's about they didn't know who did it. That's all they saying is that they didn't know who did it. Because the brothers found out, you will end up knowing who did it because somebody gonna say something. Somebody always say something. But K.I. did not kill O.D. Perry. It was not K.I. Like, and again, I'ma just sit up and say, do I know who it was? I didn't see the shooter. It could have been K.I., but the chances of K.I. actually doing that, bro, it's slim to none, man. Years after that, I remember we chasing K.I. on the bike. She just trolling. K.I., I'm not saying, I heard that she shot at somebody before, because she shot at some females that was from our block. But she did not kill O.D. Perry. She didn't have nothing to do with that. Because, think about it, Cam. Who finna send a girl at like age 14, 15 by herself? You want a girl by herself? Who? Nobody. She didn't do that.
So, are you saying that the person who did it had a mask? Did you see the person?
Nah, we ain't, I saw the person, but like I said, we didn't see what they really look like. Cause again, Cam, you're not keeping faith, bro. When the time of trauma comes, you gonna remember the most important thing. And the most important thing, Cam, was shots was fired. I'm out.
Get the hell out of there.
Yeah, because there's so many people coming from that way. You just thinking, man, somebody coming through the corner. Like I said, when it happened, they say Top was locked up, so it was BJ. That's why I'm blessed that I said when I said it, I was like, wait, Top or BJ? Because they tried to beat me down because I couldn't remember who it was. But it was BJ and OD riding bikes. And I just remember thinking like, man, if somebody come blowing, nigga, if folks them go get hit, they just all out in the street. I was still in the gates. And I saw the dude come up. It wasn't a woman. It was not a woman. It couldn't have been a woman, Cam. I know a statue of a woman, and I used to be always on alert. I wasn't overly looking, but I saw it. I was literally analyzing the situation. Literally, was on a bike. They just ride back and forth on the bike. And then as soon as what had happened, as soon as BJ was in front of him, I thought they would have shot BJ, but they ended up hitting O at every shot, knocking him off the bike. But from what I saw, it didn't seem as though a body figure of a woman. Although she was a woman who didn't really dress like a woman. I get that. But still, it was a dude. It was a dude. They just gonna put that on K.I. because it's easy to put it on K.I. To make it seem like it was a girl that actually took this man's life, whether or not, it don't matter if it was a girl or a man. It's just not true. It was never true. It was always DJ did that, and DJ ended up getting killed after that. Which makes sense, because most people that kill, it's written. Live by the sword, die by the sword. So.
In some other stuff that came out, he mentioned, how he would go around saying that, King Von didn't kill K.I.
And then change the story up. So that right there shows you that he's out telling stories that's false. Cam, every story that I ever say come true. Everything I've ever said, you never, name one thing that I've said, and I've been on many interviews, you've never seen one person come out and say, faulty. You can't never look at no paperwork, faulty. But everything that I said came out. I said that Von killed K.I. What did you see the news report say? When it came out, Von killed K.I. Because I'm not here to tell lies. I'm not here to glorify death. I'm just here to say the truth and then talk about why the truth is happening.
What'd you think when King Von went on that A&E special pretending like he was friends with K.I. and then he knew her?
It's what the enemy does. It's a thing that the enemy does. He likes to troll. It's like a cat and a mouse. You like to sit there and play with your meal. And so, in a sense, that's what Von was doing. He was trolling them. Why? Because if any of the people that come from up over there look at that, it's the kind of way like, yeah, nigga, I did that, laughing at it, being cocky about it, ha, 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 yeah, I sinned. Who gonna do something to me? He never got chastised for it, Cam. So he was big and prideful, but yeah, he was doing it way back before that. If he was trolling in the past and then he killed her after he said that, well, when he trolling right there, do you think he meant it? Because it's some tweets that said that it was all trying to date her. This my dog, this my mans. I was the first person that Von saw after he killed K.I. Spot on. No gimmicks, all truth. It's the first person he saw, I had to be. Because the nigga just came off doing a hit and I seen him. Coming out of my cousin's house, my auntie house and whatnot. But it's just a Cam. If you putting in work like that, who ain't finna want that to be known? Because Cam, if I done killed somebody, Cam, you gonna know I did it. Or the people that I'm around gonna know I did it. They carry themselves different when they put in work, Cam. Because then they start to move and they start to get to moving like can't nothing happen to them. That's why Von was so powerful. That's why he was so big in his heart. Because before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, big pride. Nobody better than you. Can't nobody kill you until you die.
Do you think he would have been locked up for the duck case?
He in the realm that he was in, yeah. Unless they had some legit text messages going back to Von, nah. He was in the Illuminate, bro. Cam, you know what it is, bro. If you got money, you can get out of anything. They don't care about us killing each other. They paying them to talk about us killing each other. So do they really care? No, they would have got him out because he gonna help produce more deaths. But Von was a problem. Not just a problem to the ops, but he made killing look too good, Cam. It looked too good when them boys get out there, they rapping. Man, Cam, look, bro, it's crazy. They got a whole genre of music that's only about the death of their people. And these dudes are beloved. They are beloved, Cam. Drugs, money, sex, and sports. It's the only thing that we talk about. And you get beloved. Anytime you talk against that, and you talk about the love of God, turning away from things that's gonna help you in the end. I ain't bringing the gospel to people. I'm in the gospel. I'm gonna be saved. I'm bringing it as glad tidings. Hope somebody else hear it and hope that they understand it's real out here. Death is a sign to show you ain't dog. You ain't no big dog. You big. You ain't that big. Von was big. Where he at? Where he at? And they don't even really know where he at. But if you knew where he was, you'd be doing what I'm doing if you knew.
Where do you think Von is?
Hellfire. As somebody that knew Von, loved Von, shared a bed with Von, shared meals with Von, as somebody who saw the gift of charity in Von. I saw Von. I saw him calling up people. But that just showed you that, man, even evil people can do good things for those that they love them. But God said, if you only love those who love you, what thank do you actually have? If you only give to those in the hope that they give what you gave them back, what did you really do for them? Nothing. And so, that's just more spiritual. But again, in the correlation of Von, bro, that be a lot of us. We don't know the ways of God, bro. All Von knew is what he saw. And then when we operate in the evil, can we get paid for it? We broke and poor-hearted, we don't got nothing. We looking for the easiest way to get millions of dollars. So if that means that I got to talk about my people after what I done to them, it is what it is.
We know about Von and T-Roy from your guys' side. You know, who were some names that were ops that kind of rang bells and that you guys knew, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? These guys right here are a problem.
They all gone. The majority of them are all gone, yeah. The ones during except Billionaire. Billionaire the only one that escaped that wrath of what we was out there doing and promoting. From Chicago, at least. He escaped it from that sense that he out here. But Billionaire is the only name that's alive that I done seen that the only names that was threats and sort of, it's not that they did nothing. It was what they was communicating. It was because they was getting, befriended by people in the world. And because it was Duck, Lil JoJo, you get the Billionaire Black, then you go to like 051, you get the, what was the, Melly. DJ from St. Lawrence. But majority of these dudes, they no longer here no more. But really from back in the days, like it wasn't no real big names except the people that was rapping, Cam. So most of the people, mind you, that's just what they was doing back then. Like it was dudes who was out there ganging and all of that, and they just started turning to rappers. But I can't really pinpoint no big names for real, other than Billionaire, Black, Duck, JoJo, and all them dudes that was from up over there. Cause the only way, how could you get a big name, Cam? Only way you get a name is if you really kill somebody or you rapping. You gotta be being seen, you gotta be getting airtime. So that's who was the ops. Just like everybody probably hated Sosa. Why? Cause that's who you see. He was the representation for O Block. JoJo was the representation for his hood. Duck and what's the guy was the representation for their hood. Melly was the representation for his hood. It's just you gonna get those who represent the game. And then most time it's gonna be the people who front and center. And so it wasn't really no big ops to O Block back then because O Block was everybody. We was the ones to fear, not them.
Now, I believe you talked about a situation where you almost got shot by the police.
Man, I almost got killed by the police. And this was like last year. And so it's about to be a little roller coaster ride. It had nothing to do with ganging or anything. And so, all right, so I woke up this one point in my life, really before that day even started, right? I was praying to God and I'm like, man, it's about to be a big change in my life. Something gonna change. I'm praying to God and I'm declaring and decreeing in Jesus' name a change is gonna spring about in my life. And in the morning I woke up and I was just in my flesh. I was looking at my finances. I was looking at, my apartment. I'm looking at everything that I got and I'm like, God, if you love me as your word saying, why? I was just so not seeing why we don't have what we have that we could gain more. I was complaining. And I cursed God because I was angry. Because I'm every day putting the word out and I'm not, I'm still poor. And so I was having a battle with myself. And so I was angry. I fight anger. That was one of the things that I fought, being unloved in the world. Then that's what the world will do because of the coldness in the world, it'll turn you cold. And so anger was one of the things that I dealt with, still dealing with today. And I cursed God. I think I forgot. I said something like, I just cursed God. And so I said what I said, I cursed God. And then I left the apartment. I left the apartment complex and my girlfriend, she was stuck with what she heard me saying last, which is what, they gonna bleep it out, so we ain't gonna really talk about it, and so that was on my mind in that time. And so I left out, I had my pistol with me, and I really just needed time. I really just, wanted to just get a cooling, just going out for air, just for a breath. And my girlfriend ended up calling the police. She called the cops with the fear, like, again, after what I told her, what she heard, so she like, I hope not. And so she actually called the cops. And so they seen me where I was. And so, mind you, they come there, they know that I got a pistol on me and everything. And so this whole, mind you, I didn't even know that they was about to kill me until, so it's crazy. He pull up, I'm angry, but my anger not deterring me from being angry at them. I'm angry at my girlfriend as why did you call them? Knowing I'm a black man, knowing that I got this, I know why she did it because she think that it's helping me. But I'm black, I'm like 6'1", I'm like, again, it's a recipe for death. It's a recipe for death. So I was angry. I picked my gun up. Why they got their guns out at me? I picked my gun up. And literally, after I picked my gun up, the crazy part is afterward. Because I did not know that they was about to do that. Obviously, during the heat of the moment, I'm not really understanding it. So after I picked my gun up, I'm walking, and they scream and said, Jamal, put the gun down. Put the gun down. And I'm angry, man. I'm in my feelings. I'm already hating life. I'm already like, man, it's better not to be here. So I'm walking, and something just say, put the gun down. I heard like a small voice of calm, because I was heated, Cam. And a spirit of calmness came over me, right? And so I put the gun down, they shot me with the little pepper spray and whatever that was, the little pepper, whatever that was. And so anyway, they sent me to a place where it was like, you know, if you're having like a mental breakdown, you go to this place and all of this, and then they got you here for a certain amount of times until they see that if you deemed worthy to get out. And so I'm in there, and the lady tells me, well, oh, this is the day that I'm about to get out. I'm talking to somebody like a psychologist. They seeing that if I'm like, she's like, man, you seem perfectly fine. And I'm like, I was just having a bad day. Like we all have bad days. Said a bunch of things I shouldn't have said, and it led me here. And she told me, like, do you know that they would have killed you? But the only reason why they did not kill you is because the way you picked up the gun when you picked it up. Who is that? In my mind, I picked that gun up the way I picked it up. I didn't care how I picked it up. Blessed I was in Arizona and the cops ain't as hate-filled as everybody else, because if I was anywhere else with a gun, and then I know when they grabbed my gun, they was like, boy, we glad that he didn't, because I carry heavy rounds in the gun that I had at that time. And man, when that lady told me that, all I thought about was God, that he spared me. But he allowed for me to see that my word got me in trouble. When I spoke to God, oh, he rewarded me in that, and that changed my life. So when I was praying to God in that night, like, I'm gonna have a big life change, and I did. It just didn't come about the way that I thought it came about. But through chastisement, I become to fear the Lord even more and become more respectable about the words that I'm saying out my mouth, bro, because my life could have been taken, Cam. My life would have been gone that quick. That stuff really, I be wanting to cry right now. Cause dude, if you never been staring down of a barrel, you'll never know how it feels. And they would have been deemed right, Cam, if they killed me. Nobody would have said nothing. I had a gun on me. Justified. Justified. How am I still here today? If it wasn't the power of the living God assuring that I just got taught a lesson. He was allowing for me to see a lesson. You feel me? So that's why jail over death, you might want to be in jail. Because it's not for me to tell you. I can sit up here, which I do tell people all day. You might want to go see what's up with God. You might want to go see why evil going on in the world before you call him evil for letting evil go on. You might want to see, is he evil or is he letting us show who we are? So we can see him more.
Man.
My life almost was taken over something like that,
Well,
man.
I'm glad you made it out of that, man. Glad you made it out of that. That's
blessed.
a crazy story, man.
For real. I didn't want to die in sin at
Man.
least. I'm all right with dying, but not, I don't want to curse God and then die. I ain't even repent. I ain't even ask for forgiveness. So yeah, I would have been on a first class ticket to hell. First class. And don't nobody believe hell real until you wake up and you get to screaming. Like, when I done heard some stories.
The Chief Keef situation. The guys breaking in his house and taking his chains. What's your view on that? And what'd you hear from that, from that situation?
On that situation, man, I looked at it that same way he looked at it as. You feel me? Like, dang, like, you will see how when people don't move how you want them to move, well, then they'll cross you. If people feel like you're not giving to them what they are worthy of, they'll cross you. And like I said, plenty of times.
What was the situation over, though? Was it, because I seen
it was over him not supporting us with guns and money. He wasn't helping the brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it was over that. Like, again, like, White had died, and he from the block, and it's Sosa Mans, and it was a struggle for them to get $1,500 to $1,800 from Sosa. Mind you, he got millions and stuff like that. So the brothers was probably feeling like, nigga, you disloyal to us. It's like they felt backstabbed, And now you think about it, they were rightfully so, bro. You rich off the name of these people. You rich off O Block, and then you took people who wasn't from the block with you. But again, after they did what they did to Sosa and all of that, I understood I wouldn't have went back around them no way myself. But I feel as though that nobody right in robbing or stealing or killing. Nobody. Because you do wrong to people, forgive people, because have you not wronged somebody in your life? That's what God tried to teach. Like, look, be forgiven, because chances are you did something to somebody that you wish you could take back. So when somebody do something to you, man, think about what you did. But we don't do that. But, so, in the terms of everything that happened with them, man, Top was the one that had that all set up, like, because it was through him. He probably sent them niggas off because He just got that influence. He just had influence over people, so I know he was the head of it. That's why he got locked up years ago for being the head of the same thing. Getting a bunch of young people riled up to go into somebody's house and rob them. Because that's what our influences is in the hood. We looking for father figures in the hood, Cam. Sometimes you get that in the form of a big brother. And so whatever your big brother telling you to do, well, it's like a son who trying to appease to his father. You, whether right or wrong, you looking for his approval. And so a lot of people was doing a lot of stuff that we did was out of approval, vainglory for men. It ain't gonna benefit us. But that's what it was, man. And so that was led off of one man not liking his position and wanting to take somebody else's.
Now, one of the stories that kind of came out since our last interview was that King Von's baby's mom came out and said that one of Von's close friends was trying to get with her. Do you know her?
What's the baby mom name? Kima? I believe that's his BM name, Kima. I don't know her. I never met her. You know, Von was a lady man. I wouldn't say a lady man, he was a whoremonger. Cause we ain't gonna call it a lady man and make it seem like it's something good. He was a whoremonger. Like we all be, cause we don't really know what to chase. When you come out on the hood, that's the first thing they tell you. You ain't doing this, you ain't have to say. So we start chasing it. And so with her, I don't know too much about her, but who cares if somebody tried to hit you? Von was doing the same thing to everybody else. He would hit people, girls, when they was locked up. What's the difference? That's even crazier, because the nigga got to come home. And Von was doing it to everybody else. And the thing be about the women, they try to make it seem like, oh, he tried to. Man, I'm sure women be easy to go. If you just, so they'll tell you that part, but she probably didn't tell you that she went. Cause she probably tell you that part, but God willing, she didn't. But it ain't nothing to get too riled up over, because that's what the guys did. Von did that himself. Who is Von? Is he greater or better than anybody else? Because with Von sitting there right now, it said that he ain't greater or better than nobody, but he just like all men because he dead. Either men are dead or they're going to die. He ain't greater than nobody else. Why should Von get different? Ain't no respect among sinners. These are killers. They will kill you. Is it so much the more that they lay down with your woman? They will kill you. Who cares? They want to fight over something like that, but we ain't fighting over the losses of life. But y'all want to talk about that? Because men be caring more about who we laying down with than, you know, who we gonna end up with in the end. So I get it, you know. I was once sexually driven like that myself. For sure. All men be for real. But so it makes sense to me though, Cap. Especially if she decent. I probably would have tried. If I wasn't no man of God operating in the rightness of the heart, like who cares, bro? We all did it. You would hit your girl best friend. So I don't care about a nigga that's dead, his girl or whatever, like cause his son. Bro, we all was doing that. Von was hitting niggas' girls, folks' moms was getting hit, all kind of stuff. You would hit somebody OG, they mother, who you hang out with every day. What is the other stuff like? Ain't nobody listening to all that, man. We hypocrites. We be hypocrite. We talk about somebody else for doing the same thing we would do if we given a chance. The same thing. People would talk about somebody else for doing something that they don't know. Like, keep going through life. You gonna do something. You talked about somebody else for doing it. You looked at them, called them dirty, called them evil, called them wicked. And watch how you gonna go ahead and walk in that same thing. Because it's the body. The body want whatever he could get.
What about, we talked about Kayla B a little bit earlier, but, you know, I know at one point she used to hang out with STL. You know, what was that whole dynamic like? You know, when did she start coming around, or did she come around?
She started coming around a little, bits and pieces. And so we really started kind of getting acquainted with Kayla B over Twitter. You know, that's a lot of the communication lines and all of that was through Twitter. And so, you know, it wasn't too much about Von having a sister on the other side. Cause she was a woman, she was a girl. And so it's like, nobody thinking about her. She's a girl. Obviously, niggas like, don't get too tight-knit with her cause she could get you set up. But it wasn't like Kayla B was just like this person we was getting to know her, but many people didn't care about that. One, she looked good. So you know how that is. The only way to kill a strong man is by a woman. So niggas don't care. Troy and them, he got killed over there on the ops block. Cause bro, you see how we be terrified of them. We won't go over there on our own, but if it's a woman over there, niggas are going right over there to their death. Cause that's what we do. But she looked good. So wasn't nobody worried about her being from STL. We worried about whether or not if she gonna tweet back and talk to us because we looking for the attention from a beautiful woman. That's really what it was. She was so attractive that didn't nobody care where she was from, bro. And then she was Von's sister. This Von's sister, what you gonna do? You gonna kill folks' sister? Nah, you better off if somebody gonna do it, hey Von, you better off if anybody gonna do it, let him do it. Rather than you doing it, cause rather than not, bro, niggas just know that this is Von, bro. Like Von love everybody, so if you touch his family, you know, ain't no telling what he might do to you. And so I feel like at that time it wasn't too big, her being on the other side or anything like that. It just kind of was what it was. You gotta understand that. We had females on our block who we engaged with every day. They was always on their side. They was always on their side. And pictures with them. And still coming to the block. So it was like, what could we do? Kill them too? Like, so it was just kind of, you just let girls do what they do and you kind of not get too close to them. Cause you never know, they could give location where you are, any of that. But, you know, the women was getting passes then, you know. It's pretty much just getting passes.
In our last interview, you talked about NBA Youngboy and how you guys were supposed to kind of hop on the phone and have a conversation. You know, did anything ever happen from that?
No, it didn't. I ain't reached back out to him for a little minute. He never blocked me, like I said. And so if he'd never blocked, I'm quick to block somebody. You reach out to me, you ain't talking about what I'm talking about, I'm blocking you. So I felt as though because he never blocked me, it was an opportunity that we could have gotten on the phone, but I just started reaching out to him because I know, I just pray for him. Because I know he got a lot underway. He in a realm right now where once you get in it, man, it's hard to get out, especially if you don't really know the light, the real strength, the real almighty. Man, what can you do?
What did you think about the picture of him, you know, on the ground, you know, with pills and, you know what I'm saying, what looked like a lean cup and he looks like he's like passed out?
I think that it's exactly what we continuously say here today. His soul is sold. And so they got him putting on display his brokenness. And so it sucks, but we could see him deteriorating right in front of our eyes. You feel me? Because God said, again, going back to that other verse where it says that they trying to destroy our hearts, he said, if our hearts are destroyed, what could you do? If the foundation of who you are is destroyed, you could do absolutely nothing. And his foundation is destroyed with him. And so what you see is him broke. We run the drugs as a coping mechanism. We run the women as a coping mechanism. We run the money as a coping mechanism because we don't understand what's going on in us. And so we, as everybody else does, we run to what people show the remedy is. Not what they say. People say that remedy is in God. But the world show that the remedy is in worldly substances. And so that's what we run to because that's what we see that everybody else promotes as though it's peace. And so we try to chase after these things as though it bring peace, but it just steals peace, drugs, all of those. And so when a person is putting that on display, they just showing you how what they don't have inwardly. And so they making up with that by the worldly things that's taking a piece from them, but you don't know that it takes peace until God comes into your life and tells you the things that you were doing wasn't bringing you peace. That was what was taking your peace.
We talked about T. Roy a little bit. You know, he's a really a loved guy from O Block that a lot of people, you know, speak very highly of. You know, were you around like when he passed away or when he was killed? Like, you know, what was that time like?
Nah, I wasn't around. I was in college during that time, so I wasn't around. Obviously, I heard it, you know, but I can imagine being exactly like the times that was before him. It's like, because everybody beloved on the block, Ham. You see these people every day. Troy was just more beloved to the internet. Because the internet saw Troy being talked about. He in Sosa songs. You see his name and this and that, and everybody got his name in his mouth. But those hits, every one of those deaths on that block is gonna hit the exact same. And none of them hit in a day. When you see something that has an effect on you, effect changes you. So you can see by how what we doing that, it affected me. Like, look at me. I'm like, hold up, I'm seeing him die. And we go do this. I don't know when it might be me. So that was the cause for my effect, that I'm seeing these deaths. You see, but not that it don't work like that for everybody. But again, them deaths, man, Troy, because outside of the killing, man, these dudes be somebody to love. Man, they be somebody to love outside of all the evil.
Vaughn was in jail when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how did this affect Vaughn? And, you know, did you guys ever talk about it?
We ain't talk about it, but I know Vaughn, right? I know Vaughn in the sense of when OD died, Vaughn wasn't locked up, but that right there was the tipping scale to him. Like, man, they taking a guy. To him, actually, again, when you affected, it's gonna bring about an action. Whatever that action is, that's up to the person that's beholding whatever affliction they under. And so I know that ate Vaughn alive because Vaughn really started to do what he was doing with Troy. All of them beginning of him stepping and doing all that, I'm sure Troy was with him. For real. And not that I know, not that I'm sure. I know Troy was with the man a lot of the times because, like I said, I was the person that, I held some of the guns at my crib. Not some, I had a lot of guns. And so, like, if niggas was about to go do whatever they doing, like, the guns was in my house. But look, I let them be stationed there because I was young, dumb. But can the police lock me up? They can't do nothing to me. Cause you could give a gun to a man, but I ain't make nobody shoot nobody. I was just as, swallowed up by my circumstances as they was. And so, but yeah, they was with each other for a lot of that. So you take it the way anybody else would take it if you lose your best friend. He lost his drill partner. And so, he had to turn up even more for T-Roy. That's what they started doing. Turn up for Troy or however they go. And look where it get us.
Well, I think they said Get Back Gang.
Yeah, Get Back
was
Gang.
Was made
man.
after that?
You said after that? I don't know if Get Back Gang was made after that, nigga. Get Back Gang was always in effect. So they probably put it in word, but we was already putting in action anyway to show that that's what they was. Get back at the people that, we got at. And it's stupid. You getting back at them for what you did to them. You a hypocrite. You talking about get back? No, we killed them first. Somebody from our block took a life from over theirs first. And now, because they come and did it to us, now it's talking about, we got to go get our get back. Bro, we went over that man with them folks first. Hypocritical. Killing somebody else for the same thing you do. Hypocritical.
Did you see the video of THFTP getting killed in front of his kids?
No. What? Was this recent?
Yeah, it happened probably like maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
What? Killed in front of his children. Stuff like that produces more demons.
Hold on.
That stuff produces more demons. If that child was actually up in age at all, man, even knowing that your life was taken from you, that'll have you never knowing who the dudes is. Because I know that was about me one time. I'm just thinking about it because my dad got killed when he was 18. And I'm just like, boy, if I ever see the niggas that ever did that to my daddy, you just hold a grudge in your heart for stuff like that, man. So I pray for them children. I pray for them children. That's terrible, man.
Let me show you. I'll show you right now. They got everything kind of blocked out in this one. I don't know how well you can kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able. How many dudes was it?
I think it looks like 2, and there was definitely a driver in the car. Wow, bro. But yeah, that had a lot of people upset seeing that, man.
I mean, Cam, though, they can stop arguing over the results. We glorify what's causing the results. In order for me to pass the test, right, I got to get the information to do it. Somebody got to communicate to me the answers that's going to be on the test. We been communicated death all day. Marvel not when you see the results. Y'all, we agree with death in our mind. How ain't nobody gonna kill? We agree with it. If I agree with sex in my mind, don't I have sex? If I agree with I like basketball, don't I go play it? You gonna do what you agree with. And so people not understanding that, it's the communication, because they like, this communication ain't doing nothing. This ain't drawing me. I'm a grown man. This music ain't got no effect on me. Well, God said that Satan deceived the whole world. If you understand the power in words, deceit. A person that's deceived don't know that they deceived. Why you think we always say, man, he crazy? But do you think the person that's crazy know that they crazy? Because if they knew that everybody was calling them crazy, they wouldn't operate into what you calling them crazy for. So a person that's deceived do not know that they are deceived. So, and that's all of us. And it's the communication. Like, I'm done listening to people crying about the results. Well, God says evil communication corrupt good manners. Manners is an action. You ever sit at the table, have good manners? That's what you do. And God said, what's communicate? Evil communication gonna corrupt the way you live. And that's all we got is evil communication that we listening to. So marvel not at the fact that the way we live is exactly what we embodying in our minds. Evil. You live evil because you agree with it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, before we get out of here, couple more questions, man. Little Tim, he has a documentary coming out, and he just released a new song. He's becoming a rapper, and he kind of brags about, what happened. Kind of brags about killing Vaughn and about what happens. He has a couple lines in the song. Don't even trip about that shit. I'll do that. I'll do it again. Kind of like little subliminal things, man. What's your reaction to that?
I ain't gonna have too much of no reaction. It'll be hypocritical of me, Cam, to be mad at him at something that Vaughn did his whole life. I'll be sure to, look, bro, at the end of the day, if Little Tim don't understand what happened to Vaughn could happen to him, well, let us just sit back and eat popcorn. Not with the hopes that it's gonna happen, but we watching a movie. For those, it's a movie. Basically, everybody entertained by it. Get your popcorn ready. Because the God that we serve, he'll give you your space to repent. But if you don't repent in that space, Little Tim, know you already marked out for death, brother. It doesn't matter that Vaughn was an evil man. It ain't in your place to take a man's life. So if you want to step in the spot and be God, he'll let you. Just so in the end, you'll see who God was. It wasn't you. But he let you feel like you was God, because the pride is what's going to drive the beginning to your fall. Like Satan, his pride was the beginning to his fall. And so I don't marvel at what Lil Tim doing, but I genuinely pray that Lil Tim actually turn away from what he doing, because you doing the same thing Vaughn did. And you kill Vaughn. You don't think that it'll be somebody else that's looking at you like, nigga, you think that you somebody because of what you did to Vaughn? You don't think we gonna turn... All right. And but one thing though, Cam, why every time a black man kill another black man, he getting exalted? Why they giving him documentary because he killed another man? He getting that time. So see how they continuously killing our minds? Black man, you can prosper if you just start killing. If you just start rapping about money, sex, and drugs, you can prosper. Who is who is paying these people for this? The same people that's paying them for this is the same people that own Disney Channel. The same people that's paying them for that they own Lifetime Movie Network. They own the football industry. They own the... All right. It is what it is.
Do you feel like Lil Tim was wrong for what he did?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't feel like...
Yeah.
You don't feel like he was defending himself?
He didn't get hit? How was a man defending himself and nobody touched him?
Well, or defending Quando. I mean, either way.
Am I your God? I thought that God was the one who could take a life to defend. The world said that you could take a life to defend, and if you don't repent, you will see that the world was never God. Although the world tricked you to make you think that Cam, Would you want if you just sitting there fighting a regular person that y'all had some communication, he knew when you saw him it was on. Would you think it deemable that your life be taken from some coward that was scared to either get beat up to have to go run into? Bro, if we men, a real man, like, look, we can have our differences. A fight ain't gonna kill nobody except if something crazy, catastrophic happened within it. Nothing really happening. They wasn't even jumping this man, Cam. They was doing whatever and Von wasn't even hitting the he swing however he swinging, he hitting him with these. Von wasn't even hitting him with the knuckles. Because I know how Von fight. I know the first punch, but then Von kind of be swinging, kind of hitting you with, the niggas ain't getting no lumps, no nothing. Cam, we see people fight every day in the octagon. Ain't nobody dying. What were you terrified of? You were scared to take a couple punches to the face? A man is no longer here today off of a little moment of anger, Cam. You done got mad at your girl, at your homie. Don't we know that time take away that? Don't we see that we're not always angry? It just was a little moment in time, but again, I'm not angry at him or nothing because Von was marked out to die already. Little Tim was just a vessel to get that done. Little Tim was used by the enemy in that time because God had ordained that Von, it was his time. That's all. God like, oh yeah, he ain't learning. He hardy. He think he's so big, so proud. His homies think he everything. Watch this. We see God said, I'm the one that killeth, and I'm the one that make alive. I know people don't get it. Look, bro, somebody got to take out the trash. So God let evil take out evil. They gonna do evil anyway. But he would allow your heart to be taken. Look, this dude even more so of a problem with you. If you don't repent after what you do, you gonna be next. But it's a lot going on. But nah, I don't feel no ways attached to it. Von was wrong. Little Tim is wrong. Repent, brother. Repent. Them likes, them views, that money ain't gonna help you when you die. You ain't gonna have no hall right there after you die with all your luxuries, your women, and everything. Ain't gonna be no hall. It's gonna be you in that casket and you leaving alone. And that casket ain't even you, because once the body die, you gone. What you left? You leaving with nothing. They burying the body like he in there.
Well, the most wildest news thing that happened on the internet was Cat Williams. Cat Williams absolutely broke the internet, said a lot of things, a lot of stuff about, people trying to get black men to wear dresses and, accused a lot of people of stealing jokes and, doing things, man. What was your thoughts on that?
He accused a lot of people of working for the enemy, like he ain't the enemy. This is like Cam. This is the exact reason why many people don't want to live for God, or they don't know how to live for God because of people like Cat Williams. He's so intellectually carnally. But he told y'all, if you listen to him, he spoke. Cam, the men said he was about, what did he say, from the age of 9 to 13 or 8 to 12 or 13? He was reading 5,000 books a year. At 8 years old, till about 13, 5,000 books a year? 5,000 books. And he said, and there wasn't he made it seem as though that these were all philosophy, educational. He said it wasn't even no fiction. What kid? At 8 years old, this is the people that everybody listening to, and he got everybody thinking that he a man of God or he a man of true valor and this, and he showed y'all why he don't believe in Jesus no more. He said, when I used to think the world of Jesus, right? Watch this. When I used to, man, he no longer does. And why does he not? Because he said that his people were too religious for him. Now, I just want to break down the word religion. Religion is just a belief system of what you believe in. Given from God, or you given from yourself, given from the world. That's just what a religion is, because you do it religiously. And he said that he didn't want to do and be in a religion. So that's the separation with everybody, Cam, that God says. A lot of people want to be seen as a man of God, but don't nobody want to live for God and live in God. That's why he didn't want to walk and live with his family no more. He literally said that they was too religious for me. So that means that He did not want to operate in a way that you're supposed to live as a man of God, but he wanted the title. What was the next lie that this man said? Listen to this. He said when he was 13, he had about $2,500. I'm not saying that a 13-year-old can't possess that kind of money, but I know people that coming from our circumstances, ain't no way you got that much money that long ago. So take into account, when I was about 15, 13, Cam, you know what you could get with $1? A lot. So what could you get with two? And he said he made all that money by mowing lawns and doing all that, which you can make some money. I did it as a kid too. But then they missing the part where this man said that he got in the trunk of a man's car at 13 with a puppy dog, and this man drove him from Ohio to Miami. You grown, brother right here grown. I'm grown. What grown man or woman in their right mind, Cam, go pick up a 13-year-old and don't drive him to the nearest police station asking to see where his parents are? Who gonna pick up a man and drive him to Miami and be like, well, here's your stop? That's what Cat Williams said. That somebody was in the truck. He said, oh, I have my little old pit bull puppy with me, about $2,500 with me. And because he said he was trying to live like Jesus. So he just wanted to leave. And Jesus didn't leave his family. He stayed back because he was sitting there gathering wisdom and understanding. And Cat Williams, he's a liar. But because Cat Williams is funny, he has a reputation, he has money, he's carnally intellectual. He'll paint a vision for you so beautiful. You're laughing at it. It's a play on your emotions. It's called sorcery with words, where they winning you over by their spirit that's in them and they stealing you away from God. Most of these people bewitch people. They trick them with words. Like it says that Eve was bewitched. How was she bewitched? Because Satan spoke to her. So people have to speak to you to be with you. He's sitting up there talking about these people, so they so in Illuminati, and you in the same realm as them. You in the same movies as them. You say that you was at the sex parties, but you weren't doing nothing. You at the sex party. You ain't had to do. So look, Cat Williams, you more flamboyant. You seem like more of a woman. Just personality-wise, feminism. He seemed a little, not feminism, but he seemed a little effeminate, just in the way that he carried himself. And so you mean to tell me, all these 50 Cent, all these big brutes, they in the parties and they doing sexual gay activities, but you was there and never did nothing. Why you getting all this money, dear Cat Williams? You getting all this money to be on Netflix. But you said that they only exalt those who are evil. Why are you getting exalted? They only riding with those who are against the people. But that's how they confuse you. They got to put them out, and then they got to use he like the good villain. They all villains. They all against us. But you won't know who to side with unless you really go to God and see that they all on the same team. It's like the war. It's like the Republicans and the Democrats. They are both funded by the same people. How does that make any sense if they are opposite each other, but they both getting the money from the same? They paying them to confuse us. They pay these people to keep us under something that you like. So if I don't like Democrat, I just go with Republican. If I don't like Republican, I just go. They just giving you something that they not letting you choose. They choosing for you. And then you choose the lesser. You choose the one that you like with most. You riding with they all on the same team. You don't know it because they ain't telling you. You think that there's actually a separation from Democratic and Republican, but it ain't. The beliefs might be different, but the people that's funding the system is the same. So whatever the root is that's funding it, anything that comes out of that is the same. You are your root. Whatever you're connected to in your mind, that's what you are. Believe it or not. When they see the man of God, son of God sitting there with all his glory, then everybody gonna know. But I just ask the people, man, please open your hearts and your mind up to understand your why. Everybody, you can. Man, look, I know it'd be hard when we around everybody, but man, he giving us time for a reason. And I just pray that y'all understand his reasoning, because our reasoning is nothing. Your reasoning gonna die one day. My reasoning gonna die one day. Because when I die, everything that was with me died. And so my life is set in stone of what I did. I've either lived a life of honoring the death of the God who loved us so much? Well, one thing I want to say, right? Somebody said sin is like a jail cell. But because it's comfortable, don't nobody really care about it. They think that they got time, and they said that this jail cell, the doors is wide open for you to go out of this sin. Because at any point in time, you could choose to stop living your own life and live for God. But at one point in time, that jail door that's wide open, because while you alive, it's gonna close. And in a sudden instant, you're locked in that jail forever because you did not free yourself by going to get a different mind that is not in the world. What's in this book? It's not in no man at all, except that you read it and understand it and meditate on it and get the spirit. Don't no man speak like that. Man, glory man. That book put all men down and say that it ain't no man good. None, not one. That's what God say, and that makes sense to God, because he would know what goodness is and what love and truth is, because he created it. I'm just the creation.
All right. Well, man, J Hood. Another dope interview.
Man, love, bro. It's a pleasure to be able to, share testimony, be able to spread a little light amongst darkness. Because just hoping, not just them, but you, Cam. Not just you, but the cameraman, my brother here too. All of us, man, it's deeper than what we see, right? It's deeper than what we see, man. And I'm just pleading my heart out, man, that y'all will see, like, man, all of us. Because whether you a gang member or whether you a whoremonger, no man is good. No man. No man. So just because you might haven't done what I've done or what King Von done, don't make you wrong in God's eyes. You don't reverence God. That's bad enough. You reverence your father. We reverence our fathers. And it said we show reverence and respect to our fathers, who is the father of our carnal body. And God said, I'm the father of your eternal you. He said, but y'all show me no reverence. Y'all worship y'all carnal dads as you should. You're supposed to respect them. God wants you to. But still, let's show him love for the light, man. He woke you up again today. He woke you up. Many people don't know if hell or heaven real, but when you die, you will know. And so you're going to think about all of the many times that you had an opportunity to get it right, and that's going to be your hell. Hell going to be a state of mind, but it's going to get worse because hell going to be thrown into fire and brimstone.
All right. Well, J Hood, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate your takes. You know what I'm saying? Dope interview.
Man, love, bro.
And, I look forward to what you got coming up.
Man, love, bro. Stay in prayer. Stay prayerful. Don't stay careful. Stay prayerful, because we can't do nothing about what we care about, Cam. For real. Think right now. I could sit in here and think, I need millions of dollars, but it ain't gonna change my situation. I ain't got no $1 million. I'll still be broke Jamal, but I'm rich in spirit. But I love you, bro, genuine. Major love, bro, for real.
All right. I love you too, dog. Appreciate you.
Man, for real, love, bro.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.